So Google has released their brand new watch, the Pixel Watch 4, but is it a big enough jump in upgrade to go from the Pixel Watch 3? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a hands-on side-by-side comparison of both watches. We're going to be talking about performance, battery life, and different specs on both of these watches. My goal is to help you make a decision to find out if making the upgrade to the Pixel Watch 4 is the right decision for you, or if you should maybe stick with something like the Pixel Watch 3. All that and more up next. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and on this channel I do all sorts of tech reviews, including reviews of all sorts of different types of smartwatches. Recently had the chance to unbox the Google Pixel Watch 4, and if you want to check out that video talking about the setup and some of the specs, you can check out that video, linked down in the video description or popping up at the end of this video. But right now, let's jump into the comparison. Let's take a look side by side. I've got the Google Pixel Watch 4 over here, Pixel Watch 3 over here, and at first look comparison, they are very similar as far as style and design, almost looking identical from far view. On the Pixel Watch 4, they've made some slight improvements to the actual screen design. They've actually increased the brightness on the Pixel Watch 4 up to 3000 nits peak brightness, which is brighter than the Pixel Watch 3. We'll go outside real quick and I'll show you a quick comparison example with the two of these screens. With the 4, what they've actually done is made slimmer bezels, so about 16% smaller, and then a 10% larger touch screen. So when I go into some of the apps here, you'll just see that the screen coverage on this is just slightly bigger than on the Pixel Watch 3. Again, probably for me, not a deal breaker for the 4, but again, these are just minor adjustments they've made to the screen. Pulled up an email, and you can see how much more coverage goes to the edges of this watch as compared to this one. Again, it is very close, very similar, but they are able to just pack a little bit more content onto the screen than your Pixel Watch 3. A little bit harder to see probably on video, but in person, the Pixel Watch 4 has just a slightly more domed screen than the Pixel Watch 3. And what that does is almost give a little bit more of a 3D or popping out effect of the whatever watch face you have on. I've got both of these with the same watch face, and even though they both look very similar, this particular watch face is just appearing to be a little bit more domed at the top. So here I've got both watches and we're looking at them outside. As far as being able to read apps and readouts, I think both screens are very easy to read. The Pixel Watch 4 has that up to 3000 nits brightness, whereas the Pixel Watch 3 only goes to 2000. But I can see both of them out here in the sun. Just showing an example here of some of the readouts you can see from some of the local notifications that I'm getting. Easy to read, probably just slightly brighter on the Pixel Watch 4, but honestly, as far as looking at these, I can see both of these readouts just fine. Let's take these two watches, and essentially I've got the 4 on top of the 3. We're looking at what would be considered the left side of the watch. You'll notice the differences on these watches. So on the Pixel Watch 4, one of the things they have changed is how the watch charges. And the charging contacts that were previously on the bottom of the 3 are now located on the side of the 4. So if we are looking at the 3, you'll notice those little dots. Those are the previous charging connections from the 3. Here we can see both watches side by side and how the backs are going to look. So, and with that, our chargers are going to be different. So this is the charger for the Pixel Watch 4, and it just magnetizes right into the watch, and that's going to begin it charging. What's kind of cool about this is you get a desk display for your watch. The rotation of the screen automatically rotates depending on its orientation, and so even while it's charging, you've got yourself a little clock. So that means that the charger for the Pixel Watch 3 is not the same because the contacts are different compared to the 4. This would just magnetize to the back of the 3. The other thing to note with the Pixel Watch 4 new charger is that it is a rapid charger. You can charge up your Pixel Watch 4 up to 50% within just 15 minutes. So basically fully charging the watch within a half hour, much faster than previously charging the other watch. One of the major upgrades they've done with the Pixel Watch 4 is increasing the battery size. So these are 41 millimeters, and on the Pixel Watch 4 you have a 325 milliamp hour battery, only a 307 in the Pixel Watch 3. The 45 millimeter sizes have also been increased, so if you get the 45 millimeter size, that actually comes with a 455 milliamp hour battery, whereas the Pixel Watch 3 has a 420 milliamp hour battery. So essentially a longer battery. Google claims that you can get up to 40 hours of battery life with average use with the always-on display for the Pixel Watch 4. Obviously not quite as great a battery life out of the Pixel Watch 3. So jumping around to the right side of the watch, you still have your rotating crown to go ahead and use for navigating, and just a physical feature here for navigating on the watch. There is still a button, a physical button that's up on this upper right area. They've just kind of changed it a little bit. They actually, it looks like, made it slightly smaller. And even though on the left side I was showing you before, you've got your charging contacts on here. On this one, on the 3, you didn't, but it looks like the speaker is still located on that side as well. And then, of course, changing out the bands, you still got that push button on either side. So right here and right here. Real quick, as I do in all the videos on this channel, I've hidden Tinker. Tinker looks just like this guy right on my shirt. He's going to briefly pop up at some point during this video. If you happen to spot Tinker popping up, be the first person down in the comments section below to name the timestamp. That's the amount of time into this video, that spot when he pops up. If you're the first person to let me know the correct timestamp, I will give you a shout out in one of my future videos, as well as put your name on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page. So here's how the Watch 4 looks on my wrist. I always like showing this to you guys. My wrist is approximately 7.25 inches in circumference, and then that's about 184 millimeters. Both bands do come with this wraparound, so essentially I'm on the second one here, and this is the small band. They also come with a large band. I'm just using the small, which fits nice on my wrist, and you'll notice the edge of it here. This is for both watches, just kind of fits underneath. Now again, this is the band that comes standard with the watch. You can get different styles and bands, but just showing you how that looks with the Pixel Watch 4. Here is the Pixel Watch 3 and how it looks on my wrist. Again, kind of the same look, just a different colored band. How it fits, both of them fit very comfortably, and they are very lightweight on my wrist. So something that is kind of cool about the Pixel Watch 4 that you can't do with the Pixel Watch 3 is you now have the option to replace the battery yourself if you want to. There are videos online that show you how to easily do this, but essentially if you snap the wristbands off, there's a little screw right here, and on either side of the watch you can actually take a pry tool and pry the back of this off, revealing the battery. You've now got the option where you can get another battery and install it yourself, making this last even longer than a lot of the smartwatches that are out there today that they just don't want you touching. They don't want you getting inside there to mess with the batteries. That is something they've changed with the Pixel Watch 4. The Pixel Watch 4 features the Snapdragon W5 Gen 2 with the M55 Cortex coprocessor. The Pixel Watch 3 only features the Snapdragon W5 Generation 1 with the coprocessor Cortex M33. Now you're going to see a whole lot of difference with regular use of the watch. Probably not. You might see slightly smoother movements going through some of the menus, things like that, but this has the upgraded chip and processor in the Pixel Watch 4. Pixel Watch 4 also features the Wear OS 6, which has the updated Gemini. So Gemini is the AI software that's running on the Pixel Watch 4. They might update so that that comes to the Pixel Watch 3 at some point, but currently it's only available on the Pixel Watch 4. What's really cool though is they've actually gotten rid of the tag or command where you have to say something with your voice. you can now go into settings and just very quickly toggle a switch on. And essentially what that's going to do is a raise to wake up feature. So essentially, and I've showed this in my unboxing video in more detail of the Pixel Watch 4, you just put the watch on, raise it up to look at it, and then start talking to it. And as you give it a verbal command, Gemini is going to respond even verbally if you have it set that way to answer whatever question you might be asking it or doing whatever command you might want it to do. So both these watches are gonna be waterproof down to 5 ATM, the IP68 rating. They have the Corning Gorilla Glass on them. Unfortunately, it is definitely not the most durable if you're just wearing the watch as it is. I mean, it's glass, so it's definitely not a rugged watch for outdoor use. It is definitely a more sleek and fashionable watch. They both have the health tracking, the fitness tracking features. So both watches are going to track exercises and your fitness. You can see all the different exercises that are available here. They will do your heart rate sensing using the sensors that are on the back. They'll take your SpO2 reading, they'll take an ECG, and they'll even give you a graphed out chart of that, which is pretty awesome. I've kind of outlined that in some of the previous Fitbit videos I've done. It's also got a temperature sensor on it, the skin temperature sensor. So both these watches are going to do that. With the Pixel Watch 4, they've actually improved the sensors, or so they say. They have refined the skin temperature sensor placement, and I'm sure they're able to do that because they've removed those contacts for the charging from the back over to the side. So supposedly you're going to get a more accurate reading with that. You're going to get, with the LTE version of the watch, a standalone emergency satellite communications option. And this is powered by the Snapdragon W5 Gen 2 chip. And essentially it can connect you to emergency services through a series of geostationary satellites, dispatching help to your location even with your off the grid. Again, that is something that's only available though with the LTE version of the watch. So we were noting about the speaker being on the side. Google does say that they have slightly upgraded that speaker to give you a more personal feel, make Gemini voice assistant sound better. Now, for my use, I mean, it sounds average, it sounds good, but supposedly you're getting those things upgraded. With Gemini, with the Pixel Watch 4 right now, you're also getting the personal AI health coach, which is going to help you by giving you proactive fitness and sleep coaching, giving you some on-demand guidance, uniquely tailored to your goals and your real-life circumstances based on what information and settings you're putting in to the fitness portion of this watch. So both of these watches are going to give you all the smart features of a smartwatch. If you're trying to compare this to, say, Samsung or Apple, you can install all sorts of various apps, the Nike Run app, different fitness apps, Strava, if you like listening to music, things like Spotify, you've got things like Deezer, iHeartRadio, all sorts of different apps that you can install. They look great on this watch. They do come with the contactless payments option. So you've got like Google Wallet on here, which is great. You can just tap your wrist to make payments if you go to Starbucks or some local areas. I like using different smart apps on these watches, like the Easy Voice Recorder, which is just awesome for taking, I don't know, something that I want to record on the fly, either messages or notes to myself, or let's say I go to some sort of a seminar or something and I just would like to get a recording of it. You've got all those options right on your wristwatch versus having to pull out your phone. So which watch should you choose, or which one should you upgrade to? If you want more battery, faster charging, better outdoor visibility, the repairability, and next-gen features, the Pixel Watch 4 is a solid upgrade. But if your Pixel Watch 3 is serving you well, or maybe you've got an older model and you're looking to go to the Pixel Watch 3, right now there's many deals on the Pixel Watch 3 because Google has released the Pixel Watch 4. You're still going to get a very solid watch with a lot of great features on it, and some of the features from the Pixel 4 are most likely going to come to the Pixel Watch 3. You're just not going to have some of those upgraded features like the repairability, the brighter screen, and the slightly larger battery. Personally, if I were buying today, I'd just get the latest model, the Pixel Watch 4. You're getting the latest, greatest tech. That's just my personal opinion. You have to make your choice, and I'm interested to know what your choice would be or what your comments are. Let me know down in the comments section below. If you liked this comparison video, take a second, smash that like button. You can also hit the subscribe button and notification bell. You'll never miss any of my weekly videos on all the different tech reviews and tech projects that I do around the house, as well as reviewing gadgets and things like that. I do appreciate you guys watching. Definitely check out that unboxing video of the Pixel Watch 4. That'll be linked here at the end of this video. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.